The Giver is directed by Phillip Noyce and stars Jeff Bridges, Brenton, Thwaites, and Meryl Streep. And this film is based off a very popular book that basically everyone in my elementary school read when I was in elementary school, and you know, it's a book, so it's a movie now. That's what they do. Book kids like equals movie. That's just what happens now. This film tells the tale of a futuristic world in which a small community of people live in a place where there is no evil. In fact, they don't even see in color anymore. Everyone sees in black and white. And there is only one man who remembers how things used to be, has those memories within him. He's then enlisted to give his memories to young Brenton Thwaites as the one person that they feel is capable of withholding these memories of how things used to be. Now, Jeff Bridges has apparently been wanting to make this movie for 18 years. He originally approached the author of the book 18 years ago with his father Lloyd Bridges in mind for the role of the Giver. And I walked into this movie thinking that it looked really bad. I mean, the trailers did not do the film any justice, and the film is a little bit better than I thought it was going to be, actually. In fact, there are large portions of this movie that actually had me interested in the characters and what was going on. Unfortunately, though, there are equally large portions where I really wasn't interested, and the film really had a very dull vibe. Which makes sense, because for the first act of this movie, virtually every character except for Jeff Bridges is just a lead balloon that sinks to the bottom of the ocean. They have no emotion. There's nothing interesting about any of the characters except for him. But in the scenes where young Jonas visits the Giver and they learn about the past, the movie really did pick up a bit, and it actually had some very beautiful themes woven throughout it, although a lot of them are very heavy-handed in regards to biblical messages. Apples and trees and a search for knowledge where you're trying to figure out what sin is and learn about evil and things like that. Definitely a lot of Adam and Eve and Garden of Eden parallels to be found in this movie. Some of it really does hit you over the head pretty hard, though, and it wasn't too subtle. I think Brenton Thwaites is a really interesting young talent with quite a bit of stuff to offer in this movie. He was very good in Oculus, and I think that he was very good in this movie too, and I'm interested in seeing where else he goes throughout his career. Jeff Bridges was fantastic in this movie, and you really could tell that he had a lot of heart and soul invested in this role. His character by far was the most interesting out of all of them. He was the only character in the film where you were able to look at him and imagine a past life. And in my opinion, that's the best type of character in a movie, is where you can actually imagine this guy's lived beyond the runtime of this movie. He existed before this movie started, and those are the best type of movie characters that feel lived in, as if they actually are real people. And Jeff Bridges' character in this film, The Giver, was by far the best aspect of this movie. Phillip Noyce is a good director, and I've liked a lot of his films in the past, like Clear and Present Danger or Patriot Games. And he makes a very nice looking movie here, although a lot of it does feel excessively dull, like I said. But it's hard to make a movie really interesting when every character in the film is aggressively uninteresting. It's not until later in the movie where at least one or two characters in this movie actually start to understand some things and progress beyond the very dull characters they started out as. But up until then, I was kind of bored by the whole thing, and then the movie did start getting better. The movie has a nice visual look to it. Brenton Thwaites and Jeff Bridges are very good in the film. Meryl Streep, I have a lot of respect for her, but didn't really add much to this movie, which is kind of shocking to say because she's such a good actress. The Giver gets a C+. It is better than I thought it was going to be, but the performances aren't really that great because the characters are so dull and boring as people that it takes so long for them to get interesting as people. If you're a fan of the book, I wouldn't say that it demeans it. I just would say maybe check it out on Blu-ray. Guys, thank you so much as always for watching. If you've seen the film or you love the book, let me know what you think about it below. As always, guys, thanks a lot, and if you like this, you can click right here and get Stuckmanized.